life, right? And that's one of the things that I noticed a lot about was affecting the prices of what we're paying in the supermarkets for our food. And of course, we all know petrol prices have gone up a lot as well. So tonight I wanted to share some tips and ideas on how you can grocery shop to save some money and ideas of still eating healthier, because a lot of people feel that eating junk food is healthier. It's cheaper to eat junk food than it is to eat healthy food. So I wanted to bust some of those myths tonight and just share with you all some of my tips on how I shop. We are a family of 5. How I shop for my family to save money and stay on a budget. So I've got a quick presentation I'm going to share with everyone. And then at the end, I will take any questions you have, whether it's about my presentation or just anything about health or fitness or exercise in general. You can ask me anything you like. So yes. I will get my slides going. So we're going to talk about a few different topics tonight, and we'll go through all of the things. But I wanted to start with sharing with you my journey over my 3 sons, my 3 pregnancies. And this is what really started to inspire me to have a healthier and fitter life. So I have lost 57 kilos in total over my 3 sons. I had very healthy pregnancies, but I did put on quite a lot of weight throughout that. But as you can see, each time I got it back off, then I fell pregnant again, then I went on my weight loss journey once again. So with Fit for Life, this was what the journey that I created for fitness for myself, for my family, because I couldn't find something that worked for me in my routine of having my husband who works a lot of hours, having young children. Getting to the gym wasn't easy for me, and that's why I wanted to create a home program that really suited everyone who was in the same position for me. And then when we were on lockdown last year, I started thinking to myself, why do people struggle so much to eat healthy and exercise? What are the barriers here? And I started noting down all of the healthy habits that I had outside of just exercising and eating well that helped me stay on track to leading a healthier life. And I created this into a digital course called Shifting to Healthy Habits. So where can you shop? What can you do to buy your groceries? There's mainstream supermarkets like we have here in Australia called Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, which is a German branded franchise, IGA and Foodworks, which are more of your smaller type markets, as well as going to your fresh produce markets like your fruit market, going to your butcher, or even using other shops more like warehouse type facilities like Costco. And we have like a discount store called the Reject Shop as well, which will often sell cleaning products and some of those pantry staple items as well. So how frequently should you shop? When is the best time to do your groceries? The answer for that is it really all depends. It depends on what works best for you and what suits your routine. When you get paid, if you're shopping on a budget, a tight budget, and you need to think about what days of the week you're going to shop compared to your payment day and all those types of things. So for me, what we like to do is I shop weekly, especially for my fresh produce. Now, I do use containers and Tupperware or those food saver containers in my fridge, but I still find that after a week, your fresh produce does not last as long in the fridge. So it is my preference to shop weekly for my fresh food items. And then each fortnight, what it kind of does, I don't think about the plan as much as now that I've been doing this for years, but I would see that they would go in waves and flows of how I purchase things. So my fortnight would look like buying those pantry staple items that you might need, like your beans and your lentils and your pasta, rice, all of those kind of pantry items. And then when it came to monthly, what I would look at buying would be the things that I needed to buy more so in bulk, which might be my cleaning supplies, toilet paper, things that I buy outside of just a supermarket store, like if I was taking some supplements or buying a protein powder, or even things like nuts, because I eat quite a lot of those in our family. We will try and buy them in bulk to save money, so it's cheaper in the long run. Now, I'm very fortunate enough that I had a mum that was very savvy in shopping and buying really well for our family. So I learned a lot of tips and tricks from watching what my family did to save money growing up. So we would always maximize when there was discounted specials at the supermarket. But being mindful that you're purchasing these in a way that you can still use the items. So a lot of the marketing things that are discussed with us now is if you buy two, you get one free, or if you buy one, you get the next one half price. And that sounds very appealing to be able to say, oh, I'm saving money. However, if you don't need that much, then you are actually wasting money if you can't use it. So if you're buying bread, for example, and it was buy 2 loaves of bread, get 1 free, and you think, wow, that's so great, I can get 3 loaves of bread. If you don't eat that much bread, then you're not saving any money. You're still actually spending more than what you need. And depending on whether you have the room to even freeze that produce or be able to use it somehow, you're not maximizing your budget in that regard. So when it comes to chasing the sales, it can save you money, but it can cost you more. So just being really aware of what you actually need to buy, and when there's a sales or marketing sort of ploy in there to be distracting you on what you actually need to purchase. The other thing to really take into consideration is your time versus the savings of money. So a lot of the time we can find that one supermarket retailer will have a certain item on sale, and then another item will be on sale at a different store. And while it can seem like a really great idea to be shopping around and going to different places, it can take you a lot of time to do that. And when you're spending a lot of time going from one store to the next store, it's not an effective use of your time. And then you don't end up saving money, because what it's cost you in time, you've lost out on other more productive things that you could be doing. So being really mindful of how you're actually chasing that around. Now, another great thing to do is to purchase items that are seasonal. So buying what is in season will help you save money at the checkout. So this is really, really particular with fruit. And in the middle of the year when it's winter, if you want to buy a summer fruit like a mango or something like that, you're going to spend a lot of money getting that produce in at that time. Now, there's other ways that you can go about still having that produce, and that is to buy frozen when it's not easily available as a fresh produce. Now, there is an argument that people like to say that frozen isn't as good as fresh. However, it really depends on what that item is, because a lot of the time, frozen produce is fresh when it is frozen into that packaging. So it is still better to have that as an option, as opposed to not buying anything at all and having an unhealthy option. So utilizing frozen fruit and vegetables when you can't buy fresh is a really great idea to be able to still have a healthy lifestyle and eat well outside of that. Now, when it comes to frozen fruit and vegetables, sometimes it really doesn't taste as good. I know that. If you ever had frozen broccoli or anything like that, you're trying to steam it, It doesn't taste the same. It's definitely not the same when you are having frozen produce to fresh. But if the alternative is not having it because of the price, then it still is a much better option to keep onto your health and fitness goals. Shopping to a list can really save you as well. It stops you from having those distractions of buying things inside of that marketing aspect where things are on the end aisles. So if anyone has actually ever looked through a supermarket or really thought about the layout of a supermarket, really what you want to be doing is staying to the outside of the supermarket, because that's where all your fresh produce is, all your vegetables, all your dairy products, all of your meat, all of your fresh baked items, they're all on the outside of the store. So if you can stay to the outside of the supermarket, that's where a lot of your healthier options can be. Now, you may notice that the end aisles of the supermarket is like premium real estate, right? Those products that are on there are always your half price items or your discounted items. Then most of the time they are junk food as well. They aren't the healthiest options to have, and they pay a lot of money for that real estate in that space. Sorry, that would be my FaceTime going through my computer. So they have a lot of money and marketing into those budgets. So avoid grabbing those chocolates and those half-price chips off the end of the aisle, because that is where they always are. So shopping to a list, not only can it save you money, it can save you time, because you're not walking up and down the aisles trying to decide what you're going to cook for the week. And it can save you from waste as well, because quite often if we're walking around a supermarket and we don't know what to buy, we start randomly just buying lots of different things. Well, I might cook spaghetti, I might make a roast meal, I might do this. And when you're in that time and in that moment, you end up buying all these things that you have all good intentions of actually cooking, but it doesn't happen. And therefore we end up throwing it in the bin. And for me, there's nothing worse than wasting food and wasting money. So if you're shopping to a list, you know what you're going to cook, you know what you need to buy, and you're not buying extras outside of that. So as I mentioned before, sticking to that outside of the store for all of your fresh produce needs, and that's where your freezer aisles are most of the time as well. So you're going to find all of your healthier options on the outside of the store, and just going down the aisles when you actually need something. So if you're shopping in the online environment now, like most of us can and have been doing click and collect or getting home delivery, same principles apply when you're shopping online. Don't go browsing through everything on the online store. Just stick to your list, what you actually need to buy. Have a quick look through the sales if you need to, or if you like to. It is a good time to maximize those items when they do come up into that sales portion. So what I like to do is, if I see something on sale that I know we have a lot of, like maybe when all the Mexican food or something is half price, or all of the spice mixes are half price, I will buy a few extras, so then I can just put that into my shopping and I can know exactly what I am going to purchase and stock up on those things when they are a little bit cheaper, when I know that that's something we're going to use really, really often. So that's my shopping tips for tonight on how you can save money and really maximize what you are using for you and your family. What everyone spends is so different, but it is great to really just have an overview of what that is. What does that look like for you? Are you aware of how much money you're even spending each week? It's really important to know if you're trying to live to a budget. If you want to stick to being healthy, it's really important to understand what you're doing and what you're buying each week. So if you would like to have a 15-minute consult with me, jump on a discovery session and talk about some of the strategies that you can use for yourself personally. I would love to help you get some clarity on the challenges that you're facing right now and that you need to overcome to just really optimize what you're doing for your health and fitness this year. As you guys know, I'm not just about looking after me, it's about looking after my whole family for me. So, and I truly believe that we are role models to everyone around us. So the more we look after ourselves, the more we can inspire everyone along our journey with us. So over this 15-minute call, it's a really fast-paced call, and it is all about you. We talk about your lifestyle goals, what your schedule is right now, what are your challenges, and also think about what's possible for you to achieve in the next 90 days. So we dive into that schedule, we check out what you're doing every week, and work out where you can fit those things into your schedule, when you can work out, when you can plan your meals, and prioritize those key tasks so you can start getting some really, really good results for your health and fitness. Now, most of the time, what my clients tell me is that they don't have time to be healthier and to look after themselves. But the reality is we all have the same 24 hours in the day. It does not change for any of us. And it does come down to what your priorities are and really making that into the benefits for yourself to give you that time for health and fitness without compromising what you need to do to live the lifestyle you want to live. And then the last thing we go over is just getting some recommendations for you to stay one step ahead no matter what happens. We're always going to fall off the bandwagon. There's always going to be a challenge that we're faced with. And health and fitness is an evolving journey. It doesn't ever end. We're continually reevaluating our goals when we're hitting those benchmarks. Where to next? What are we then striving for? So having those plans and understanding that so you can execute without excuses is what I'm all about. So in order to make your healthy lifestyle for long term, because that's what we really all need, and that's what we want as well. Although it seems appealing that we can get quick and fast results in just a 6-week program or an 8-week program, it really doesn't last. That's why we bounce back a lot of the time and lose the weight short term, and we feel really great. But a lot of the practices that we're introduced into these things, we don't stick to for long term. It's not practical to do that, and it enables us to just end up on this yo-yo bandwagon, which is quite frustrating. So to make your lifestyle really healthy for long-term results, you really do need a long-term plan to get you through it. And it's great to have those short-term goals and ways to lose weight and get those really quick wins to inspire you. But you really need a long-term plan to be able to stay fit for life, which is what I'm all about. So I'm going to drop that link in there, which is my Calendly link. If you want to book in and have a chat with me, for those on the call tonight or watching the recording, because I email this out to my list as well. I know 8 o'clock's not the best time for everyone. So I've dropped my chat into the link. Now, all of my existing clients and new clients, this call is available to anyone. And that's the great thing about my program and what I offer in my support is that I'm always here. This is not sign up to a program and you never see me again. I'm available all the time through our app, our health and fitness platform. By app, you can chat to me, or you can book in for a 15-minute chat whenever you need to. And I'll help you go through some strategies and ideas on helping you get to where you want to be and understanding that this is a community of support and not just a standalone program, which is what makes me different to what other health and fitness programs offer. Now, I'd just like to really say that setting up your plan and making it happen is how you execute, how you actually make changes for long-term results. So an hour of planning can really save you hours of doing. It really is so big. The smallest amount of planning can change your whole week from healthy and happiness. And a lot of people feel that you need to set up these big plans for every single day and every single meal. You don't need to do that. It can start as simply as a few days a week of going, okay, I'm going to plan what I'm having on these days and I'm going to relax on the other days and I'm not going to do anything more than that. This is where I'm going to start, because we overwhelm ourselves with wanting to do so much. We want to start exercising 5 times a week. We're going to eat healthy every single day. We're going to start drinking water all the time. We're going to meditate. We're going to journal. And we overwhelm ourselves with going, oh, I can't do all this. It's too much. So the key really is those small steps, continual small steps all the time, and that will get you to long-term results and big goals being reached. So I hope you found that information helpful tonight on how you can save some money, stick to your budget, and shop healthy without feeling like it's too expensive to do that.